Good morning. This is Jan Jorgensen Cercone, of course, at Sound and Light Healing Arts. And welcome to our Wednesday morning meditation. These meditations are to help us ground and establish our true identity here as divine beings in a human body. So we do it very powerfully through understanding quantum physics and the vibrational field. And today's topic is something that is very dear to my heart because it concerns vibration very much, and it is sound and music for healing. There's so many different ways that I've taught this through the years, teaching at the Sound and Consciousness Institute, teaching how to use sound powerfully and safely, and also working with hospice patients 6 years at the bedside. And I'd like to keep this very practical and grounded because as we go through our day, it's the choices we make in our sound environment and music that will affect how we're operating and make our choices. And all of our physical and emotional fields are affected by the immediate sounds and music in our environment. And you're not going to remember all the facts I tell you. This is not a sound healing training. So we're going to use very simple principles. And the first principle I'd like to share about sound and music is that as beings with a energetic frequency field that we can actually measure with computerized systems, we know that the process of entrainment is always occurring. Entrainment means simply this. One is vibrating frequencies per second, music very high, and here comes the person, and pretty soon, guess what? They're all vibrating together. And the lower, slower vibrating always starts moving faster till both are moving the same speed. I have to say that I'm a little dyslexic and everything's backwards, so it's hard for me to actually do that demonstration properly. But things that are vibrating slower, people that are depressed, people's thought fields, people's energy systems that come into contact with something that's a very high vibration, like a guru who is holding a very high vibrational field, or very inspirational music that has a very mathematical quality using intervals, which are very activating. That slower vibrating field will lift up and move to the faster field. So why is this important in a practical sense? If you are feeling low and depressed, it is good to put on music first that matches your mood. In other words, you can't just have someone come up and put on really happy music when you're in a bad mood, or say, snap out of it, have positive thoughts. It's good to actually have music that meets your slow mood first, because it does take a while. It takes a little bit of a learning curve. And if there's too much dissonance, too much difference in the vibrational field, the lower one often will feel too jarred to stay in the field of the high vibration music or person. So let me say that in a different way. If you are the one that is feeling low and depressed, first listen to some music that is maybe a little bit melancholy, because it matches you and then you feel safe and grounded. And then put on something maybe a little bit off in the vibrational field, but the lyrics are a little bit more hopeful, and you can actually pull yourself up the vibrational field through the music and through the lyrics, and eventually be in a much calmer space. And what happens is, as you're listening to music, especially an artist that you like, the words that they are using mirror your own life. Say if it's something about heartbreak or following your dreams, you've chosen that artist for a certain reason, because they have a signature that you are attracted to, because they are working through or holding a field where you personally are vortexing. It is matching you. Have you ever noticed that you might like an artist for a few years and then you get tired of them? It's because you have vibrated past their music. The same thing with relationships. If you keep vortexing and vibrating into higher frequency fields, it is actually painful to keep hearing the voice and to sit in the presence of a person who is vibrationally a low vibration. It's exhausting. So when I say that lower vibrations tend to go towards the higher vibration, the low frequency sometimes can be so loud and such a dominant frequency. I'm talking people in each other in relationship. The very slow, fearful, angry person around the little, if this one has a very large field and a big voice and is controlling, then this high little vibration, angelic, very sweet being, after a while, will begin to detune and start wanting to help and save and be present for this person, and they lose their light. So I'm giving examples of music and also how we humans interrelate. I'll tell you why. Because each person holds a harmonic musical field. So the relationships and people that you are around emit a music, and they have some frequencies going, some dissonance, and some absence of notes. So when you go into somebody's energy field, or think of them, or they are present or speaking with you, if they are missing notes in their field, you automatically, if you're an empathetic person, start raising up your own notes that they need. So it is exhausting being around imbalanced people, people who are not taking care to balance their fields and be emotionally, physically, and mentally healthy and balanced. So as sensitive beings on our spiritual path, we have to regulate and be sure that the energy that we are taking in from our field, the noises in our home, the harmonics in music from the people that we are around all the time, we can become detuned. At the workplace, if there are very loud workers on your street for 2 weeks, your nervous system and the harmonics of your body that we can measure through your voice will shift and be compromised, and your adrenals will be tired. So when I'm saying music, I'm saying the harmonics and vibrations and sound, diet, affects your frequency field and ability to be grounded and stabilized, aligned with your own highest profile. And that is the beginning state that we must establish before we can think straight, make good decisions with discernment, get the sleep that we need, and show up in the world. So it is our job, again, to use discernment and to choose. So we've talked a little bit about choosing being around people. Now, if you're in close quarters with other people, it is important to get frequent breaks from other people's energy fields. Even if they are joyful, kind, and caring people, We must reset our own energy field on a regular basis. One of the easiest ways to do that is to go out in nature. Nature is naturally just bubbling in its give and take of natural sounds. So when you go out and spend some time, touch a tree, take a deep breath, because you are a natural being, you are in training with things that move for a reason, for connection, for light, for color to attract the right bird. So you find your place and nest in naturally and safely, and your whole nervous system can let go. And then you go back in with people who have anger, stuck energies, and issues and agendas for you, and you have to protect yourself. The idea is we get so we can regulate ourselves internally and go out and create a very healing sound container through being in nature. Or I'll get to the next way that we can do it is putting on earphones with beautiful healing music to escape just by shutting your eyes and allowing yourself to go into that internal space with regulating, harmonizing, very healing music. So it is your job all the time to protect your energy field. And again, today's topic is sound and music. I've barely even got to the music part yet, because I hope you're beginning to understand that everything holds a vibrational harmonic field. As I sit here right now, I am hearing the hum of the warm floor system in this house. Very piercing, goes through the wall. It is enveloping my field. Now say if that's A sharp. That A sharp is coming in and it is affecting the field of my heart. If I am low on A sharp, I'm being fed and I'm being rebalanced. If I already have too much A sharp in my system, I'm going to start feeling agitated, a little unbalanced, and need to bolt to defend myself, because I feel that there is almost a danger. In our world, we've gotten to the point that we allowed ourselves to be trespassed by people who have stuck mean energies in their voice, by refrigerators that vibrate at 60 hertz and are very loud right when we're eating dinner, and that's a low frequency and we get depressed. We have allowed for people to blow the leaves off their lawn when we're trying to sleep. It's just never ending, the insensitivity and unconscious ways that humans are allowing sound to come in and interfere with our energetic field. One of the ways I can tell if a person is imbalanced and having to battle environmental vibrational insults to their field is their D sharp drops and their adrenals are exhausted. And the last three notes in their voice bio are flat because they are constantly warding off vibrational patterns that are not life-giving. So let's go back to ways that you can actually reharmonize and align yourself. Give yourself a variety of healthy environments and sounds. Okay? People who sing always have the highest vibrational profiles, lots of vitality in their body because they are pumping into their system vitamins. Bum, 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 ba-da-dee-dee. They are revibrating all the channels of their body. And if they're just humming or singing naturally, they're singing the notes that their body is wanting them to sing. So sing. Go into nature and listen to the sounds of nature. because it helps you be present too. It helps you get out of your head. This morning I was out picking weeds and I said, what does that sound? Little low hum. I said, it's a beehive. Oh my God, I've got to find it. I had to get close. So I had to really tune my ears and stop thinking and find the sound of the bees. And there they were. They weren't in a hive. They were everywhere. They were all around the tree. This beautiful tree with these little star-like white blossoms, thousands of bees. And then I'm stunned. It's like a bee symphony, thousands of bees. And I stand back and I said, I never would have noticed those unless I stopped thinking. And for that moment, I was calm and one with everything. The earth herself has the Schumann resonance of 8 hertz, 8 cycles per second. And actually that's raising up because the whole world's vibration is raising now. It's part of the bigger divine plan, but that's another talk. So you can take your shoes off and you can go out if you're feeling too frazzled up in the head. Go down and let your feet absorb and bring up the energy of the earth to calm and help you be grounded. Okay, so now we're going to get to music. Music, before I even talk about the genres, the epochs of styles of music, all the different ways that we can look at music, I want to say that music is the one thing that goes unchanged from heaven to earth. Music is a string of frequencies of pure tones that are guided by the consciousness of the artist. The artist that made your music has just as much power over your energy system as the music itself. Let me say that again. The person who sang or played the music that you are then hearing from a recording, what they were thinking and feeling in that moment bathes you. And that's why I only listen to singers who are not ego-bound and don't have tension in their voice, because it actually hurts my body to feel all of their angst and their pain and their fear or withholding. So, because I've developed a very conscious awareness, but everybody's body is feeling unconsciously and is reprogramming according to the harmonics of that person's thought field. In fact, they've even done research to show that they don't need any music at all. They've had quartets who will count 1, 2, 3, 4. And they pretend they play the music and they're thinking the music. There's no notes. Has the same effect on the receiver's nervous system, endocrine response, heart rate, and breathing as the actual musical recording or live. So what does that tell us? The thought field of the musician of thinking the notes thoughts are a pure, unmitigated transmission of vibration, even stronger than going through a voice or an instrument. They are pure, like an arrow. Does that make sense? So our thoughts are dissonant, painful, cracking up energy bombs, or they are loving bouquets, a bath of the divine messaging. So when you choose your music, choose musicians who are divinely inspired, who are on fire, passionate about their music, and that it doesn't matter the genre. If a person is singing fully, unbridled, the right audience will show up and have a catharsis, a shift, and a re-energizing, repatterning of their energy field. That's why I say there's music for everybody. It's personal taste. Choose the music that matches you in that moment, and you can have a release, an awareness, and an activation because that musician is holding the signature that you are needing at that moment. It's that simple. That's why one type of music doesn't match for another person, or you change your taste in music. Okay, so there's that part, the consciousness of the deliverer. Now here's something else. The structure of the music is very important. Bach and Mozart, because of their mathematical and the sequencing and the tonal patterns of intervals, it is very settling to the nervous system. And Mozart actually is activating and inspirational because he uses many fifths. Bum, 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 bum. It's like, let's have a party. We're going on a picnic. Let's take the first step. Let's pop a kiss rather than ba 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 bum 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 ba 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 ba. Beethoven or Bach will take you into interrealms that go right into the organs and release and heal and allow your body to reset some mechanisms. So I can make a general statement here that the classics, Liszt, Mendelssohn, Wagner had his own particular style and attracts people who need to move a heavier energy, metaphorical, mythic, epic. And Puccini, drama, sweetness, good for heartbreak, to take you right in there. So again, classical music, when you stay to the that very minutely pattern is very healing. And then the classics who have the broader romanticism is for more emotional entrainment and release. There might be a feeling that you can't even articulate, and you hear a piece and it takes you from one place to another place. When I was little, I was in a very, I don't want to say chaotic, but very busy family of 8 children and 2 adults in a small house. So my father would put on a record. He would put on Gershwin Rhapsody in Blue. So I pretended I was that lady in blue, dancing around the room, free. Then I would get on a magic carpet and I would ride around the universe. And I think when I shut my eyes, that music was a place of beauty, a place of delight. It was a place of refuge for me. It was a consistent base that I could take a full journey with no one bothering me inside myself of joy to kind of get away, take a little vacation. So music can be used for many, many, many things. One of the things I did learn working with hospice patients is that when people have a lot of fear and can't verbalize it, you can go in and match that fear. And when I became a certified music practitioner, I learned that towards the end, it's even important to have no words, because words actually anchor thoughts. And if we really want to vortex into that unattached, free state so that our systems can have a natural flow and freedom to be with what is, we don't want words. We don't want structure in the music. We want an improvisational, simple allowance of free tones so that we can begin to adjust the fear meter to let go. There's no holding on in the song. It's freestyle. And we begin to trust these tones, which are heavenly, heavenly created. Music is heaven. Everything is vibration, the higher vibration. They say that Mozart would dream early in the morning. He had a specific pattern, and he would dream the music. Where do you think that music came from? The angelic realms. Heaven is music. The music that comes through. I always say that people who sing and do a lot of music are actually angelic messengers here to assist Earth to remember heaven. So these are just some little ideas and pearls and some information about sound healing. So now we're going to do a little meditation. Good, we're just right with good timing here. Now we're going to use our creative imagination, and we are going to hear the music of the spheres. I will never forget when Paramahansa Yogananda said, I cover my ears, I shut my eyes, I hear the music of the heavens. And I said, that's what I'm hearing. That connection that he made for me was so profound that led me into the esoteric studies of consciousness and then working with hospice patients, seeing that we could actually dissolve human fear through intentional music, a bath. It's like the golden chariot coming for to carry me home, swing low. Music is a golden chariot. It is the bridge from man's descent to earth in heaviness and stuckness to loosening up and flying back home in that golden chariot. And music can do that for us. But now we're going to do a meditation where you're going to hear the music of the spheres, not coming through a man-made portal or container. Pure music. Take a deep breath through the nose, out through the mouth. We go into the Be the Light meditation process. We ask and intend to set a sacred space. Only energies of the highest light may be in this space now. Call in our spirit family and our spirit guides who assist and support us in our awakening and understanding of the greater all that is. In this moment, in this beautiful tent of healing, we remove any distractions, any thoughts, any energies of any other person, so that we are completely present and calm. And we turn on our antenna of receivership. Take a breath through the nose and out through the mouth. We simply are dialing in the frequency band beyond our normal hearing, way beyond the thinking zone. And this, of course, is focused in our heart. Imagine that your heart is sending out an emitting frequency signal of asking for communion, awareness, and receiving the fractalized light, which is music, of the Creator. Simply open your crown chakra and imagine that you are now receiving the encodements, the tones of light that your body is asking to hear now. We'll take a few moments to hear beyond the auditory realm. Hearing with your heart, we now open. Take a breath through your nose and out through your mouth. It might be a feeling of being filled in your heart. It might be a wash of sound. I myself heard 1,000 trumpets kind of blasting out through my heart. Just allow for it to come in the nature that is just right for you in this moment. Knowing that this music of heaven is the most healing balm available to us. That the vibrations and this essence of heavenly frequency normalize and naturalize all of your systems and be healed now. Take a breath through your nose and out through your mouth. We are recoloring your energetic field, repatterning the associations and collaborations among all of your systems. We are reorchestrating the harmonics of your body and all of your fields now. Take a nice deep breath through the nose and out through the mouth. And wiggle your toes and fingers so all this beautiful heavenly juice is now pulsing in all of your fields. Let it wash through your head and just wash away any thoughts, any busyness. Let this music be so sweet that it drowns out any excessive thinking or tension, so that your nervous system can progressively let go. Now let that music flow into any area that has been a little bit tight, a little bit misaligned, and let yourself just breathe and drop in. And now listen for the music in your entire body. Hear that your entire body is playing a beautiful synchronized song. Allow your whole body to be bathed in this song that is just right for you in this moment. If you take a deep breath, you might want to take an outward big sigh this time. Ah, excellent. Oh boy, that feels good. Letting the old air and energy out, taking a breath in, letting the new vibration in. Old energy out and new energy in with every breath, until there's so much music it almost bursts out into the world. Make sure that you include your back in this visualization, your neck, your eyes, beautiful. That is great. All parts of yourself are now humming along. So send this energy down into the earth and let the earth vibration come up and mix with your heavenly body so that you feel grounded and safe and balanced. Let this energy come up, be regulated in your heart, up through your neck, up out the top of your head, plugging back into Creator Source. Beautiful. Now, put a beautiful golden resilient egg around your energy field to keep this song kind of protected when you go out in the world with all those loud noises. Your own little calliope, your own little musical sonnet is continually playing, refurbishing you, keeping you healthy and happy and young and joyful. So just feel how wonderful that is. So in a moment, we're going to stop the recording and make sure that you do have that beautiful golden resilient egg around you that we end every session with. And I invite you also to come and work with me in many different ways. You can check out at the website Sound and Light Healing Arts. I do have a coaching program where I help people get established in their physical, their spiritual, their relationship, and work realms using these very simple techniques. So thank you for joining me today, Jan Jorgensen, Cercone at Sound and Light Healing Arts. Thank you.